In the deepest channels of esoteric history lies a work that has endured through time, a forbidden jewel whose content awakens the ancient secrets of the universe and our own existence. We are referring to the Kybalion, a text shrouded in a veil of mystery and wisdom, attributed to anonymous sages of Hermeticism, whose knowledge was deemed so revolutionary that it was hidden from public view, reserved only for those initiated in the deepest arts. But what exactly is the Kybalion, and why was it forbidden? What promises of radical transformation does this ancient compendium offer in the perception of our reality? The Kybalion, a work veiled in enigmas and transcendental knowledge, is believed to have come to light for the first time in 1908 under the authorship of the three initiates. Though said to have been written in Chicago, the identity of its authors remains anonymous, attributing its wisdom to these unidentified initiates who are believed to have possessed knowledge of Hermetic teachings transmitted from ancient times. The purpose behind the creation of this text was to condense the 7 Hermetic principles, ancestral philosophies tracing back to the legendary Hermes Trismegistus, into a series of understandable and applicable principles, offering guidance to those who long to understand the underlying laws of the universe and their potential application to personal and spiritual growth. This work was conceived during a time of growing interest in esotericism and mystical philosophy, intending to make these ancient teachings accessible in an era of spiritual seeking and awakening consciousness. The 7 Hermetic principles of the Kybalion are perceived as a set of interconnected universal laws that form an objective understanding of reality and its workings. The principle of mentalism, the first of the 7 Hermetic principles in the Kybalion, introduces us to the fascinating realm of the universal mind, proclaiming that all is mind, the universe is mental. This essential assertion invites us to consider the idea that the entirety of reality, from the smallest to the most vast aspects of the cosmos, is ultimately a manifestation of the mind. In other words, everything we perceive and experience originates in the mind. This principle challenges us to reconsider our understanding of reality, suggesting that what we believe to be the objective world around us is, in fact, a mental construct. From ancient times, philosophers, mystics, and thinkers have reflected on the nature of the mind and its influence on the perception and creation of reality. The principle of mentalism urges us to dive into this exploration and recognize the immense power that resides in our own minds. Understanding that the mind is the driving force behind all experience makes us aware of the power we have to shape our lives. Our thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions not only reflect reality, but also mold it. This principle reminds us that we are the architects of our own reality, and that our external experiences mirror our inner world. Exploring the principle of mentalism leads us to understand that the mind is not confined to the limits of the human body, but is an omnipresent force that permeates the entire universe. From the interactions between subatomic particles to the complexity of human thought, the mind is everywhere and in everything. The second pillar of the Hermetic principles in the Kybalion immerses us in understanding the profound interrelation between the different levels of reality, proclaiming that, as above, so below, as below, so above. This fundamental law invites us to contemplate the harmony and symmetry existing between the various planes of existence, from the vastness of the cosmos to the infinitesimal scale of the subatomic world. By exploring this principle, we discover that the same patterns and structures repeat across all scales of reality, revealing a profound unity underlying the fabric of the universe. For example, we can observe how the movements of planets in the sky reflect the rhythms and cycles of life on Earth, or how fractal patterns are repeated in nature, from the branching of trees to the shape of galaxies in space. This comprehension allows us to transcend superficial appearances and recognize the interconnectedness of all things in the universe. Understanding that everything is interrelated and that there is correspondence between different levels of reality enables us to view the world from a broader and more holistic perspective. The principle of correspondence challenges us to explore the depths of reality and to recognize that, although phenomena may appear different on the surface, they are ultimately interconnected by an invisible network of relationships. This understanding invites us to cultivate a greater sense of unity and harmony with the world around us, and to recognize our own connection with the cosmos as a whole. The third fundamental principle of the Kybalion immerses us in the fascinating world of vibration and perpetual motion, proclaiming that everything moves, everything vibrates, nothing is still. This statement invites us to contemplate the dynamic and ever-changing nature of everything around us, from the stars in the heavens to the smallest particles that make up matter. This Hermetic principle reminds us that vibration is an omnipresent force in the universe, acting as the driving force behind creation and transformation. Every atom, molecule, and subatomic particle is in constant motion and vibration, generating a cosmic symphony that shapes all of reality. By understanding the vibrant nature of the universe and tuning into these frequencies, we can learn to influence reality and manifest our deepest desires. Like a musician tuning their instrument to the right frequency to produce a harmonious melody, we can learn to tune our minds and hearts to the vibrations of the universe to create the life we desire. This principle challenges us to recognize the inherent power within us to influence our reality through our vibrations and frequencies. By elevating our consciousness and tuning into the higher vibrations of love, gratitude, and joy, we can attract experiences and circumstances that reflect those same energies. The fourth Hermetic principle in the Kybalion confronts us with the fundamental duality permeating existence, proclaiming that everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. This profound law immerses us in understanding that in the material universe, every aspect has its counterpart: heat and cold, light and darkness, joy and sorrow. What is most intriguing about this principle is its revelation that these opposites are not irreconcilable antagonists, but rather necessary complements in the dance of existence. It teaches us that, although poles may appear opposite in degree, they are identical in nature. In other words, the difference between them lies only in the degree of manifestation of the same quality. This concept challenges us to see beyond apparent duality and to recognize the underlying unity that binds opposites. It reminds us that ultimately each extreme contains within itself the potential for the other. For example, sorrow may carry the seed of joy, and darkness can give way to light. By understanding and embracing the principle of polarity, we can find balance and harmony amidst life's dualities. It allows us to navigate the highs and lows with grace and acceptance, knowing that every experience, whether positive or negative, offers an opportunity for growth and transformation. The fifth Hermetic principle in the Kybalion immerses us in the eternal rhythm of the universe, proclaiming that everything flows in and out, everything has its tides, all things rise and fall. This profound law teaches us that life itself is marked by cycles and rhythms that advance and retreat in a perpetual dance of creation and destruction. From the cycles of the seasons of the year to the rhythms of day and night, everything in the universe follows a constant pattern of change and transformation. Just as the waves of the sea ebb and flow and the sun rises and sets, every aspect of reality is subject to the whims of the cosmic rhythm. What is most remarkable about this principle is its revelation that these rhythms are neither chaotic nor random, but follow a precise measure and cadence. Like a pendulum that swings back and forth, the rhythm of the universe follows a law of compensation, where every movement to the right is balanced by an equal movement to the left. By understanding and attuning ourselves to these rhythms, we can learn to flow with the current of life and find harmony amidst constant change. It allows us to recognize that, even though moments of advancement and retreat may arise, everything is part of a larger cycle of growth and evolution. The sixth Hermetic principle in the Kybalion confronts us with the immutable law of cause and effect, proclaiming that every cause has its effect, every effect has its cause. This fundamental law reminds us that every action we undertake in life carries an inevitable consequence, and we are the architects of our own destiny. In the fabric of the universe, every cause generates a corresponding effect, and every effect has its roots in a previous cause. From the simplest decisions to the most transcendental ones, everything we do leaves an imprint on the fabric of the cosmos, triggering a chain of events that reverberates through time and space. By recognizing and accepting this law, we become conscious agents of our own existence, capable of making decisions with full awareness of their repercussions. Instead of being mere passive spectators in life, we become active co-creators of our reality, participating actively in the process of creation and manifestation. Understanding the law of cause and effect allows us to take control of our lives and assume responsibility for our choices. Rather than blaming external circumstances or chance for our fate, we acknowledge that every experience we live is the direct result of our past and present actions. Moreover, this law teaches us that there is no place for chance or luck in the universe, but simply events whose underlying cause we have not yet discovered. In every aspect of our lives, from personal relationships to professional achievements, we can find the invisible hand of cause and effect guiding us on our journey towards self-realization and fulfillment. The seventh and final Hermetic principle in the Kybalion immerses us in the mystery of duality, proclaiming that gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. This fundamental law teaches us that the duality between the masculine and the feminine is present in all forms of life and every manifestation of the universe. From the microscopic to the macroscopic, the principle of gender manifests in all aspects of existence. In the physical realm, we see this duality in the complementarity of male and female sexes, while in the spiritual realm, we find this duality in the interaction between creative and receptive forces. The principle of gender reminds us that creation and manifestation arise from the harmonious union of complementary opposites. Just as day needs night and heat is balanced with cold, in our own lives, we find the need to integrate and honor both masculine and feminine qualities. By recognizing and accepting this duality within ourselves and in the world around us, we can find balance and harmony in our lives. Instead of resisting duality, we can embrace it and use it as a creative force for personal and spiritual growth. The impact of the Kybalion on the perception of reality is profound and transformative. By delving into the study and application of the Hermetic principles, individuals not only expand their understanding of the world, but also experience a significant shift in their perception of themselves and their place in the universe. These principles offer a lens through which the world can be seen in a more integrated and holistic manner, recognizing the hidden connections and interdependence of all that exists. Transformation often begins with the recognition that our perception of reality is influenced by our beliefs and thoughts, echoing the principle of mentalism. By understanding that we are co-creators of our reality, individuals feel empowered to change their patterns of thought act more consciously, and consequently, alter their experience of the world. This change in mindset can lead to a more harmonious and meaningful life, aligned with universal rhythms and filled with greater presence and purpose. In conclusion, the Kybalion is much more than a simple compendium of ancient Hermetic teachings. It is a map toward a deeper understanding of reality and of ourselves, a guide to navigating the mysteries of the universe and finding meaning in our personal journey. Through the application of its principles, we can transform our perception of reality and open ourselves to new possibilities for growth and spiritual development. Every page of the Kybalion invites us to explore the limits of our understanding and embark on a journey of self-discovery and expansion of consciousness. The wisdom of the Kybalion awaits those brave and curious enough to seek it, inviting us to transcend the boundaries of the known and uncover the deepest secrets of the cosmos and our own existence.